So in this video I'm going to show you the mechanics of discounting a mortgage note. For this exercise I'm going to be using what's called a TVM or time value of money calculator. Okay, so to perform these calculations. So to do this yourself while following along with me, you want to go to this website that I'm going to flash up here, financial, or I should say fncalculator.com, if you want to call up the same particular calculator that I'm using here. That's where you want to go. Okay, so I found this to be a real nice site for this purpose. So call up the TVM calculator. So here's where you want to click on right there to go to the TVM calculator. Okay, so briefly defined, so the time value of money principle holds that cash in hand today is worth more than the same amount of cash to be received at some future date. Okay, so let's go right into the example. Okay, let's say you want to buy a $20,000 mortgage note. I'm going to flash these terms up here on the screen so you can follow along with me. $20,000 mortgage note, 15-year term, 8% interest. Okay, so how would you determine the price? Would you pay $20,000 or would you pay less? If your investment strategy was to have each invested dollar earn 13%, well, then you couldn't buy that note for full price since you would only be earning 8% interest. So, in order to get your 13% return or yield, you'd have to pay less than the $20,000. Now, this is the concept of discounting a mortgage note. Though you pay less for the note, the monthly payments aren't going to change. The payment amount is always going to be $191.13 every month, as we'll be seeing shortly. So given all of this, the question really is, if you're receiving payments of $191.13 for 15 years, how much must you pay to get a 13% yield? So the first thing that you want to do is calculate the parameters of the original note. You first need to calculate the payment amount. First, we enter the number of payments. We know that's a 15-year term, so that's 15 years times 12 months. Okay, 15 times 12 equals 180 payments, right? So 180 goes into the periods field. Right there, if I'm able to get this. Sometimes I have trouble moving this cursor here. So 180 goes into the periods field. The annual rate of interest on the original note is 8%. So we put 8%, or 8 right here, into the annual rate field. The present value, the amount the note is written for, is $20,000. So once these three parameters are plugged in, solve for payment by pressing the payment key. You should come up with $191.13. So next, we want to calculate the present value of the note at our required yield, which in this case is going to be 13%. So what we do is we plug 13 into the annual rate field and then recalculate the present value. And the answer, so the present value is the amount you'll be paying for this cash flow in order to come away with a 13% yield. Okay, and the answer then is $15,106.20. So by paying $15,106.20 for this stream of payments, you will now have a yield of 13% per year. So you'd present this offer to the seller of the note. So to recap what you've learned, discounting means raising your yield in the annual percentage rate column, okay, and then calculating the present value to determine the price you will pay for the note. All right, so now let's talk about discounting a seasoned mortgage note. Now, seasoning means that there's a payment history on the note. So in all likelihood, you're going to be making offers on notes where X number of payments have already been made. Okay? So then you're going to need to calculate the number of payments remaining with your desired yield. Okay, so let's say, in this case, 3 years of payments have already been made on the note. Okay, so what we're going to do in this case is plug in the number of payments remaining, which now be after 3 years of payments. Okay, well, 144. All right, so we're going to put 144 in here. And then recalculate the present value. Well, you should come up with $13,904.15. See? And that is the dollar amount that you'll be paying, or that you're going to be offering for the 144 remaining payments of $191.13 in order to return your desired yield of 13%. Now, let's talk about balloon payments. Now, if there is a balloon payment with written into the mortgage note, in that case, you'll construct your offers by entering the balloon payment amount into the future value field. So first, you'll need to determine the balloon payment amount. And for that, we will need an amortization schedule. So we go to the loan calculator. All right. So we plug in the loan amount. Remember now it's $20,000. 8% interest. 15 years. This case we just plug 15 years into there. And let's now we amortize it, all right? Because we want to get the amortization schedule on this particular cash flow. All right, so let's say the balloon is due in 5 years. That's 60 payments. Okay, so we'll go down in this case. Here's the amortization readout. Okay, so let's go down to payment number 60. Got to scroll all the way down here. And so here's the number right here that we're looking for. 60 payments. What's due? The balance due at that point after 60 payments, which will be the balloon amount, is $15,753.28. All right. So let's now go back to the TVM calculator. Okay. Plug in the $15,753.28. into the future value field. Enter 60 into the number of periods. Remember, now we're calculating the future value of this balloon payment after payment number 60. Enter the desired yield amount in this case, which is we already have 13%. Now we make the payment amount here a positive number because we're not paying in, we're receiving payments. All right, let's hit PV. And the present value that we'll be paying to achieve a 13% yield with a balloon due in 5 years is $16,652.92. Okay, so that's what you're willing to pay for the note with a 5-year call. So be sure to check out our website at noteinvestors.com for a lot more information on note investing as well as other calculator formulas that will help you to profit with discounted notes. Okay, so check out our other videos here as well. And be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any of them going forward. If you're at all interested in the topic of real estate note investing, you'll be very glad you did. And a little time well spent will make a profound difference in your bottom line. Okay? See you in the next video.